Cheryl Swoops, one of the greatest players in the history of women's basketball, has been showing signs of jealousy towards rising WNBA star Caitlin Clark all season long. But this time she has really outdone herself. Just recently, another player, Diamond Shields, made headlines for a physical altercation with Caitlin Clark, taking her down at half-court while the Indiana Fever were on the move. It wasn't just a regular foul, it was a frustration foul that clearly crossed the line. The fallout was immediate and intense. Fans, analysts, and media personalities alike called Shields out for playing dirty. However, in the midst of the controversy, Sheryl Swoopes stepped in, not to condemn the unsportsmanlike play but to defend Shields. This act of support, though well-meaning in her eyes, had some serious consequences for Swoopes. Her tweet, "Head up, kid. Hate will not win. You are covered, and ain't nothing these evil people can do about that. All love for you," ignited a fresh wave of backlash. Many saw it as another example of Swoopes' jealousy towards Caitlin Clark. As a result of this controversial stance, Sheryl Swoopes was removed from her analyst position for the upcoming Indiana Fever versus Dallas Wings game, a significant match where she was expected to provide commentary. Her response to being removed was just as intriguing as her tweet. When an X, formerly Twitter, user commented they couldn't wait to hear Swoopes announcing during Sunday's game, Swoopes replied with a cryptic, "Not today, Satan." While many interpreted it as a joke, it raised eyebrows, suggesting that Swoopes might not fully understand the weight of her actions. It's clear that Swoopes' support of players, even when they cross ethical lines, has put her in hot water. Her anti-Clark stance is now costing her professional opportunities, and this might be the wake-up call she needs. But Swoopes' jealousy and disdain for Clark didn't just begin here. It's been brewing for a while, and we'll dive into why. Before unpacking the tension between Swoopes and Clark, let's acknowledge Caitlin Clark's undeniable impact on the game. She is a once-in-a-generation talent, both on and off the court. Clark has literally redefined the game of women's basketball with her skills, charisma, and competitive spirit. Every time she steps onto the court, records seem to fall. She has brought attention to the WNBA like never before, and her presence has elevated not only the Indiana Fever but the entire league. With greatness, however, comes jealousy. Most often, haters are those who haven't accomplished nearly as much. But it's especially surprising when those haters come from within the WNBA's own legendary ranks like Sheryl Swoopes. The beef between Swoopes and Clark traces back to Clark's college days. Swoopes had previously voiced that she believed Angel Reese's game would translate better to the WNBA than Clark's. She had said, "No, it's not going to be that easy for Caitlin." She agreed Clark would be a good pro, but she seemed doubtful that Clark could carry her college dominance into the WNBA, particularly when compared to Reese. Swoopes also downplayed Clark's NCAA records, suggesting they were the result of volume shooting rather than actual skill. She even questioned the legitimacy of Clark surpassing Kelsey Plum's scoring record, implying that the extra year due to COVID-19 gave Clark an unfair advantage. If Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broken that record in 4 years, Swoopes said. But here's the thing, Caitlin Clark did break the record in 4 years. In fact, she shattered it in even fewer games than Plum. So is Swoopes misinformed, or is she just trying to twist the narrative? Swoopes' jealousy became even more apparent when she spewed a number of false claims about Caitlin Clark. She said that Clark took 40 shots per game, when in reality, Clark averaged around 19 shots per game across her career, less than half of what Swoopes claimed. Then Swoopes suggested Clark was 25 years old, when in fact she's only 22. This glaring inaccuracy is baffling, especially coming from someone with Swoopes' basketball IQ and experience. The facts simply don't back up Swoopes' criticisms, making her attacks look more like pettiness than legitimate analysis. Even Stephen A. Smith, a prominent sports commentator, couldn't stay quiet about Swoopes' biased takes on Caitlin Clark. He has consistently backed Clark, and when Swoopes recently criticized Clark again, Smith didn't hesitate to call her out. Caitlin Clark's accomplishments speak for themselves, Smith said. He pointed out that while Clark's records were stacking up, Swoopes was the one looking petty. Smith acknowledged that no player is perfect, But for Swoops to continuously diminish Clark's achievements while ignoring her stellar performance was just blatant bias. Swoopes' pattern of criticism extended to ignoring Clark's contributions to the Indiana Fever's success. While praising teammates like Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell, and Aaliyah Boston, Swoopes noticeably left out Clark's name. Even though Clark had been instrumental in leading the Fever to victories and breaking several records during her rookie season. How do you forget the team's star rookie? It wasn't just an oversight, it was another example of Swoopes' unwillingness to give Clark her due. Despite the negativity thrown her way, Caitlin Clark continues to prove her doubters wrong. In her rookie WNBA season, she has already racked up multiple records, including the single-game assist record, most consecutive point assist double-doubles in a rookie season, the most double-doubles by a rookie guard, the first rookie to record a triple-double, the youngest player to record a double-double in points and assists in back-to-back games. The list goes on. Clark has essentially become an all-time great for the Fever, and she's just getting started. No amount of jealousy from Swoopes or anyone else can overshadow the fact that Caitlin Clark is redefining the WNBA. After facing significant backlash, Sheryl Swoopes did issue an apology for her misinformed comments. However, many people found her apology lacking. Instead of addressing her errors, Swoopes deflected the criticism, saying, "For people to call me a racist. First of all, black people can't be racist." While Swoopes tried to brush off the accusations, the damage was done. Caitlin Clark's records and performances continue to speak for themselves, making Swoopes' critiques look more and more unfounded. And with each passing game, Clark is only further solidifying her legacy. Caitlin Clark's impact isn't just limited to the WNBA. She's inspiring a new generation of basketball players and bringing attention to women's sports in a way that few have before. Her rise to stardom is about more than just breaking records. It's about inspiring young kids everywhere to chase their dreams. But what's truly disappointing is that instead of celebrating Clark's success, some in the WNBA community, like Swoopes, seem to feel threatened by it. This isn't just about Clark, it's about the entire league. The WNBA is on the rise, and players like Clark are bringing new fans and attention to the game. By supporting Clark, we're supporting the growth of the entire WNBA. In the end, Cheryl Swoops has a choice to make. She can either continue down this path of jealousy and bitterness, or she can acknowledge Caitlin Clark's greatness and celebrate the positive impact Clark is having on women's basketball. Criticism is fine. No player is above critique. But when the criticism becomes unfounded and biased, it only hurts the game. As Caitlin Clark continues to shatter records and make history, it's clear that no amount of jealousy can dim her star. If anything, the negativity only seems to fuel her even more. And as for Sheryl Swoopes, maybe it's time to leave the petty feuds behind and focus on lifting up the next generation of basketball talent, rather than tearing them down.